Hello friends, I am Dr. Kuldeep Mohadikar. In this video, I will present my 34th chapter. The chapter is entitled as Matthew Arnold's Classicism. I am presenting this video from my series Literary Pearls. Besides being a great critic of Victorian era, a elegiac poet, a nature poet, a great philosopher, Arnold was something more than it. He was a great poet of Greek. As one critic expressed his opinion that Arnold was Greek. Indeed, Arnold was an enchantingly, independently Greek poet in the sense in which actually Wordsworth, Coleridge, and even Shelley were not. The word Hellenism comes from the Greek word. Hellen means dwellers of Hellas. Ancient Greece implies a love for Greek way of life, love of Greek art and culture and mythology. Greek exercised profound influence on Victorian poets like Arnold. It is Arnold's poetry that the element of Hellenism is the most profound. In fact, Arnold was not a classical scholar, but the greatest influence upon Arnold's life and character was that of Greek's poetry of Sophocles and Homer. In the famous sonnet to a friend, he has paid a very high tribute to, I quote, Sophocles, whose even balanced soul from first youth tested up to extreme old age, business could not make dull nor passion wild, who saw life steadily and saw it whole, I unquote. He was great poet that no other English poets since Milton were original than Arnold. Lucidity, restraint, proportion is the essence of Arnold's classicism. Arnold's genius was essentially classical. Hugh Walker rightly says, I quote, they marked a partial reversion to the 18th century. They means Clough and Arnold, I unquote. Arnold's mind was saturated with the Greek thoughts and mythology, so he loved to present Greek stories and legends in his poetry. The theme of Sohrab and Rustam, scholar gypsy, and memorial verses are borrowed from the Greek. In Scholar Gypsy, the poet laments on the death of age, and in Sohrab Rustam, the story is taken from the ancient Greek theme. The classical spirit was incarnated in Arnold. Arnold imbibed the classical discipline through his contact with Greek literature. As Hugh Walker remarks about his poetical method, I quote, as regard his poetical method, Arnold is essentially classic, not romantic. Not since Milton has there been any English poet deeply imbibed with the classical spirit than Arnold. Matthew Arnold is a Greek Stoic. Stoicism is defined as, I quote, to endure suffering in life, I unquote. Arnold cultivated Stoicism from Epictetus, the Greek who later became the emperor of Rome, and Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of Rome. And Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of Rome, exercised a profound influence upon him because Marcus Aurelius devoted his life to Stoic. He suffers much and finds himself in hopeless tangle. He tolerates the suffering of life, so he says what Shakespeare said, I quote, man must endure his coming here, I unquote. Arnold in his Shakespeare echoes this idea. I quote again, all points the immortal spirit must endure, I unquote. Lamenting on the death or loss of faith in Scholar Gypsy, Arnold warns to scholar to run away from the world of realities when he says, I quote, but fly our paths or feverish fly for strong the infection, context of our mental strife, which though it gives no bliss, yet spoils for rest, I unquote. Arnold's poetry is replete with countless Homeric similes. There are many beautiful instances of the classical similes, and similes are found interspread throughout the poem. For example, in Sohrab and Rustam, Arnold describes Sohrab lying slain by his father. It will be seen that this simile is borrowed from Sophocles. I quote, like some rich hyacinth which by the of an unskillful gardener has scythes cut moving the garden grass, plots near its bed. I unquote. And lies a fragrant flower of purple bloom on the moon, a dying grass. So Sohrab lay lovely in death upon the common sand. It is seen that Greeks were great believer in fate, and man is the helpless puppet in the hands of fate and destiny. As Arnold considered as the pessimistic poet, hence is natural that he believes in fate. This poem, Sohrab and Rustam, expresses the strong belief of Arnold in fate. As the battle between Sohrab and Rustam begins, Sohrab says to Rustam, I quote, for we are all like swimmers in the sea, poised on the top of a huge wave of fate, which hang uncertain to which side to fall. Again, at the time of his death, he says to Rustam, for like the lightning to this field, I came and like the mind I go away, but it was written in heaven that this should be. I unquote. From all about traits and characteristics and feature we have seen Arnold's classicism, we can say that Arnold was a great classic. Those who don't know Latin and Greek may obtain a better idea of style of great classic author from Arnold's poetry than from reading translations of the classical themselves. So friends, this was all about Matthew in this chapter on Matthew Arnold's classicism. Thanks friends.